Enjoy the show, everyone!
Good afternoon and welcome to the Heat Army podcast. My name's David Gaddis and we are going to be bringing you a full match live commentary here today in this Enterprise National League match between Gateshead and Scunthorpe United. And it is going to be an absolutely corking afternoon for football. It is perfect conditions out there. It's a very mild April afternoon. The sun is out, there's blue skies above us, the pitch has been watered, so it should be absolutely slick and really enjoyable game of football. So I have got the teams, I'll read them out very, very soon. But before we go any further forward, if you are in the region on the 18th of April, please come along to the Gateshead FC Hall of Fame that we're starting at the Gateshead Saltwell Club on Saltwell Road. £2 a ticket. You can buy tickets on the door. There is a chance to win a season ticket with the purchase of that ticket. We'll have raffles as well. We'll be inducting Ben Clark into the Hall of Fame. We'll also be inducting Graham Wood and of course Rob and Louis Story and the FA Trophy winning team from 2024. And we will be announcing the winner of the public vote as well. Will it be James Curtis? Will it be Phil Turnbull? Will it be Kenny Lowe or Derek Bell? And we'll have a fantastic night there. Please do come along and support us. All money raised on the night will go to the Gateshead FC Supporters Club, Support Society and the Gateshead FC Foundation. And there is a chance to win a trip for two to Amsterdam. So please do come along on that night and celebrate with us. And who knows, could Gateshead be safe of the drop as well by that night? If it is, it's going to be a quadruple celebration because we're also celebrating the 500th episode of the Heat Army podcast as well. So please come along and celebrate with us. But that is the housekeeping out the way. This is Enterprise National League action live on the Zone and the Heat Army podcast. I'll go through the visitors lineup here. They've got Lewis Jones in goal, Jean Belayoun, the former Gateshead player, Andrew Boyce as captain, Declan Howe, Alfie Beeston, Joe Rowley, Aidan Dorsch, Ollie Ewan, Connor Smith, Tyler Denton and Ross Barrows. On the bench it is Rory Mahardy, Will Evans, Danny Whitehall, Callum Roberts, former Gateshead player of course on loan from Newcastle many moons ago, Pat Jones, Joey Dawson and Zane Westbrook. For Gateshead, this is how the Heat line up. Adam Dubois in goal, Brad Nicholson in defence with the captain, standing captain David Ferguson, Louis Story, Harry Chapman, Keaton Ward, Fenton John, Sam Bowen, Josh Hulme, Billy Chadwick and Ash Botswain. On the bench, Dom Telford, Jacob Butterfield, Tyrell Newton, Levi Amanchi, Josh Anafawosi, Ethan Moore and Ben Williams. And the players are down into the tunnel now for their final instructions and to get ready to come out for the kick-off here. And we do want to know where you are listening from in the world, so you can send us a message on our YouTube stream and hopefully we're coming through well. And we want you to continue to let us know. You always send your messages in, so please do that and we'll read out messages. We'll also be giving up live score updates as well from around the National League and the league below, because it does concern some local teams that could be involved in action here next season playing against Gateshead, if Gateshead stay up of course. But it's a long way to go. There's 90 minutes here and there is a familiar face on the touchline just leaving the pitch now. You're not going to see him on camera if the Zone have picked us up. It's Paul Musselwhite, former Gateshead goalkeeper here of course, won promotion and a playoff final here against Buxton and pulled off some tremendous saves in the latter years of his career. But what an Indian summer it was in a Gateshead strip for Paul Musselwhite. And we will lovely to see him back here on Tyneside this afternoon. And I'll mention that again later on in case we're not on the Zone at the moment. But it is all to play for. Gateshead can they all but secure their stay in the National League this season if results go their way and they can pick up 3 points. Of course, Scunthorpe, they've already secured their playoff action, but where will they finish? They'll be wanting to have a home advantage in the semi-finals of the playoff, and we'll see what they can do here this afternoon. But there's a few changes in their side. As I mentioned before, former Gateshead player Callum Roberts is on the bench. He started the last game. I believe there's 6 changes to the Scunthorpe United side for this game. Just looking across to the east stand, fantastic turnout from Scunthorpe United. They've made their way up here on the bank holiday weekend, and they've got the weather for it in the east stand, because normally there's wind, there's rain, but they've got sun in their eyes, so it will be a little bit warmer over there than what it is in the Tyne and Wear stand here at Gateshead International Stadium. Just looking around, the Tyne and Wear stand is filling up very nicely here. There's been good support for Gateshead in their recent turnaround, in their great escape as it's been dubbed. And at the moment, Tyneside are still continuing to come out here. This is the second last home game of the season for Gateshead. And the last home game is against Woking on the 18th of April. Please come along, and as I mentioned before, come along to the Saltwood Club for the GFC Hall of Fame, the Player of the Year Awards, and a celebration of the 500th podcast. So please do come along, celebrate with us. We'll celebrate some heroes, and of course we'll find out who has been voted Player of the Year and all the other side awards that come with the evening. And I am just looking to my right here. The Tyne and Wear stand is filling up lovely. Our commentary position, we're just exactly on the halfway line, just above where the players come out. We're perfectly situated to have a look along the stand here. And the south end of the Tyne and Wear stand is filling up. Who knows, will there be more people coming in where they have to open up more of the stand here? But the clothesline where the players sing at the back, that will be, it is now. Hopefully you can hear it on the mics. It's starting to ramp up, and we're going to have a great atmosphere here on Tyneside this afternoon. Of course, I'm flying solo today. Mark Crovers is covering the other big game on Tyneside today. Of course, South Shields and Darlington are playing. Darlington looking to stay in the playoffs, and South Shields looking to get themselves back top of the league if they can, if the other result goes their way at AFC Fylde. So lots to play for. It's all happening. This is the business end of the season. This is where heroes and villains are made. It's where mistakes and where moments of genius really do dictate what happens to a club's future. But hopefully today we're in for a good advertisement of National League football here at Gateshead International Stadium. And if you just joined us on DAZN, you can message us on YouTube on our audio stream, and we'll let us know where you're watching from in the world. And as I say, if you're a Scunthorpe fan, please do message in as well. Well, I did go down onto pitch side before the game and have a look at the playing surface. It's absolutely stunning down there. Of course, there's a link up with Newcastle United, with the ladies playing here on this international pitch. And the work they've done in the summer and throughout the season is paying dividends. It's absolutely stunning down there. And hopefully we get a fantastic pitch to play on this afternoon. I also got very wet when the sprinkler system got me as well. I was sat next to the dugout, taking in the silence of the stadium before it started to fill up. And lo and behold even, the sprinkler system come up and sprayed off one of the training equipment and onto me. So I've dried out now. Well, if you all just joined us, thank you very much. It is Gateshead versus Scunthorpe Enterprise National League action, live on DAZN and audio stream on the Heed Army podcast. And we've got a message here as well from, here we are. This is from Andy Allom. Heed and Shields in the same league next season. Hopefully Class and Heaven promoted as well. Well, it depends how you look at it. That would be good for North East non-league football, but for me, I'd like to stay as a Gateshead fan. Keep Shields down. But no, it would be some fantastic derby days, of course, if they were to get themselves promoted. And the tannoy here is just had a little abrupt end there, but hopefully we are waiting for the teams to come out. And we've got on a flight from Dallas to San Jose. So you're not flying solo. Well, that's amazing if you are on a flight listening to us. You must have paid extra for the Wi-Fi. You must be rich. But we are waiting for the teams to come out here onto the pitch at Gateshead International Stadium. And it is going to be another Rob Elliott master. Is it? Well, should I say, is it going to be another Rob Elliott masterclass, or will Scunthorpe come and spoil the day for Gateshead? You're going to find it all out here in the next 90 minutes. You won't miss a kick on the Zone or the Heed Army podcast. And we thank you for your company. It's always a pleasure to be bringing the commentary here from Gateshead International Stadium to wherever you might be in the world. Well, we've got David Tron has put come on the Heed as well. Thank you very much for your message. Of course, I am flying solo today. My normal podcast brother in Mark Rovers is on his journalistic duties down at South Shields today for that big derby game between South Shields and Darlow. But this is where it all matters. It's Gateshead and Scunthorpe United as we still wait the players to come out onto the pitch. The pitch is bathed in sunshine and we are really looking forward to this one. Of course, former players on each side as well. Billy Chadwick, former Scunthorpe player. And of course, Mark Beck, who is on loan at Gateshead from Scunthorpe, unavailable to play today in this fixture. Jean Bellahoun had played for Gateshead as well last season and in the Baller League. And we've got Callum Roberts as well, who has also played for Scunthorpe United. But there's one big name as well, Jacob Butterfield, also played for Scunthorpe United as well, as did Brad Nicholson. So there's lots of links, lots of players that'll know each other out there today. It'll just add to the experience, and we'll see what happens when battle commences out there on the green stuff. People still teeming in to the Tyne Weir stand. This is going to be a good crowd as Rob Elliott's football is dragging Tyneside, kicking and screaming back to the International Stadium, and it's lovely to see. Hopefully they'll be rewarded with a good performance and ultimately a good result. But for the visitors, as I mentioned before, amazing turnout on this bank holiday weekend. There's about 600 or 700, if not more, of the Scunthorpe fans on the far side. But the teams are coming out onto the pitch now. Gateshead led out by David Ferguson and the visitors by Andrew Boyce. And this is how the visitors line up this afternoon. Lewis Jones in goal, Jean Bellahoun, the captain Andrew Boyce, Declan Howe, Alfie Beeston, Joe Rowley, Aidan Deutsch, Ollie Ewing, Connor Smith, Tyler Denton and Ross Barrows make up the starting lineup. On the bench is Rory Mahadi, Will Evans, Danny Whitehall, Callum Roberts, Pat Jones, Joey Dawson and Zane Westbrook. And the Tynesiders line up like this: Adam Dubois in goal, Brad Nicholson, David Ferguson wears the captain's armband, Louis Story, Harry Chapman, Keaton Ward, Fenton John, Sam Jones, Josh Holm, Billy Chadwick and Ash Botswain. On the bench, Dom Telford, Jacob Butterfield, Tyrell Newton, Levi Manchi, Josh Anafawosi, Ethan Moore and Ben Williams, who just got recalled from his loan at Ashington through the week. And we've got Alan Guest has put come on the Heed, and there we go. And Andy Allam has put away the Hawks. And of course we've got there Alan Guest, Heed versus Shields in the National League. Heed versus Shield in the National League, of course. Well, we'll see. Let's just get ourselves onto see where we are next season first before we look at who we're playing. And as I say, thank you very much for your messages. We'll try and read out more as the game goes on. But the captains are in the centre circle, bathed in sunshine here on Tyneside. And we'll find out which way the teams are shooting. For our audio listeners, the visitors in their claret and blue classic Scunthorpe strips, Gateshead in their white and black, and it's all set to play for. And unusually, the Scunthorpe goalkeeper, you don't see many goalkeepers in all green. It's nice to see. I'm a bit of a traditionalist that way. And Adam Dubois all in yellow. But Gateshead will be shooting towards the River Tyne in the first half. And Scunthorpe are going to shoot towards the Felon end. We're all set to go. Thank you very much for your company. We've got the marvellous Phil on camera for DAZN here as well. So you're not going to miss any bit of the action. And thank you for your company. Well, Scunthorpe are going to get us underway here. As we await the referee to give the okay. Connor Smith stands over the ball. Referee wanted to wait till bang on 3 o'clock. Still looking at his watch. And there we go, we're underway as the ball goes all the way back. And it's fired forward by Scunthorpe. Nicholson wins the header up in the air. Ballahoon, former Gator player, nods it down. Fenton John wins it in midfield and gives it to Chapman, who sprays it across the defence to Louis Story, who can bring the ball forward. Puts it out to Keaton Ward, who looks to get the ball moving, trying to send Billy Chadwick away. And now it's with the visitors on the far side and trying to play the ball along the back. And Tyler Denton, no, it isn't. That's Ross Burrows plays it forward. Ball nodded down in midfield. Gator do manage to nick it away. And it comes back to Story. And Story gets it back from Fenton John, and they can try and build from the back. It goes all the way back to Dubois on the edge of his goal. Just takes a touch and is looking for who to distribute it to. Pings the ball out to Chapman on this left-hand side. Nods it on for the run of Bowen. Bowen tries to bring it down and couldn't control it, and it goes out for a throw on our near side to the visitors. And Charlotte Ballahoon getting a warm welcome. Of course, made the decision to play in the Baller League last year while playing at Gateshead. Didn't go down too well with a lot of fans, as Howe got the ball over. And ball played forward by Denton, and Howe trying to chase onto it, but the Gator defence holding firm. Ferguson ended up on the floor, but it's played all the way across to Story, in turn to Keaton Ward. Keaton Ward just lays it back into Story, and Gator get into their familiar groove of building and passing around the back before they get the ball moving forward, as Sam Bowen plays it inside to Chapman, back to Nicholson. Ferguson across to Dubois, sweeper keeper. Ferguson plays it across the defence to Louis Story, who does get the ball back in turn from Keaton Ward, and Gator just patient build up here at the moment, wanting to pull Scunthorpe out of shape, but they're standing firm at the moment. Comes out to Sam Bowen on the left hand side, back to Nicholson. Nicholson takes a touch and plays it back inside to Ferguson. Gets it all playing within a 20-yard area at the moment. Just want to get that ball moving forward. Still in their own first third of the pitch. Sam Bowen back to Nicholson. It's patient stuff from Gateshead, but they aren't getting too far forward, and a foul has been given on Ferguson there. And that's just a little bit of frustration from the visitors that couldn't get the ball there. 3 minutes gone, still 0-0. Gateshead with much of the possession, but haven't done anything with it as of yet. All been in their own half, but chance for Dubois to take the free kick. He pings the ball right up there towards Botswain. Botswain didn't win the header. It's going to be picked up in midfield though by the visitors, and Beeston plays it forward as a bounce. Nicholson managed to get to it, and the visitors play it out to Howe. He's on the edge of the box. Nicholson comes across. Good stuff. Calm tackle. But the visitors keep the ball. Ballahoon pings the ball in. It's been headed clear. Only as far as Denton. And Gates are just having to push out here as Ballahoon gets another round of boos from the home crowd. Oops. Which is a real shame, because he did enjoy his spell on Gateshead. As Denton looks for play the ball into centre. Howe, who was just recently recalled from a loan spell at Altrincham, and Gator pick up the ball and they're flying through. Chapman Ballahoon just gets in front of him, and that was poor from Scunthorpe there in the middle. Nearly, well, Gator picking up midfield. Chadwick lays it off, tried to, Home has got it. He's taking it down to the corner flag on the far side, crosses the ball in, it goes straight behind, but it come off a south end, a Scunthorpe man. Corner to Gateshead on the far side. And as I say, another big shout out to the Scunthorpe travelling fans. They're bathed in sunshine on the far side. Must be a little bit warmer than where it is here in the Tyne and Weir stand. But Gateshead with a corner on the far side. A lot of pushing and shoving in the 6-yard box. In comes the delivery. Swirling Wonders, a header goes right through, but no one could get a touch on it, and it's been cleared. And Gateshead come across, and Fenton John just does enough to get past his man, and Gateshead have the throw in between the dugouts. Well, Nicholson just strolls over to pick the ball up. He's going to dry it on his shirt. We know he can launch this ball. It's very effective, his throw. Gets it right up towards the edge of the area, headed clear. Second ball's going to be picked up by Gateshead though. Keaton Ward brings it down, lays it back to Story on the halfway line. Ferguson gets it to Nicholson, back to Ferguson. And a crossfield ball picks out Ward in acres of space, brings it down nicely. He's got the overlap, but he's cut inside of it himself. Back outside it goes. As Josh Home lays it off to Chadwick, back to Home. Chadwick just puts it out to Ward on the touchline, hung it in back inside to Chadwick. Chadwick tries to play it forward. It does ricochet off and goes out for a throw to Gateshead. And Nicholson runs over. He's going to take a long throw on this far side. And there isn't much wind here today at Gateshead. So this will be a very dangerous long throw. About 15 yards from the corner flag. All the big men up for Gateshead. Story, Botswain. But Scunthorpe have some big players themselves. In comes the long throw. It's a real deep one. It's going to go in. The keeper fists it clear only as far as Home, who couldn't control it and get it to his teammate. But Ferguson's there just to nod the ball out to... Oh, lovely ball in first time. Just couldn't get the delivery on it. But the ball just a little bit scrappy at the moment, both sides. But Gateshead get it under control. And Keaton Ward gets through, tackle two men. Can he play it out this left-hand side? He can. Chapman, he's up against Bellahoon. He's got the overlap, but he goes for a cross into the box. And there wasn't anyone there apart from the big central defender, Burrows. And at the moment, Gateshead still enjoying big sways of possession at the moment. Ball played down the line, and Botswain read it well. He needs a man in the centre. He's down to the dead ball line. Inside the box, plays it back to Chapman. Chapman, edge of the box, corner of the box, just trying to do some tricky tricks down to the dead ball line. Can he cross it in? He wins a corner. It's a strong start from Gateshead, still 0-0, 8 minutes gone. Exclusively live on DAZN and the Heed Army podcast. Well, Keaton Ward's coming over here to take this corner. He gets there now. Well, he's ready as he whips this one into the near post. There's a flick on, hasn't been cleared by the visitors. Back out to Keaton Ward. Gateshead get themselves back into shape to receive it. In it comes from Wardle, grass cutter. Oh, it's been poked out to Sam Bowen as a shoot. He tries to chip it in towards the far side, and Home just gets there in front of Howe and puts it into Rose Ed, and that's going to be a throw into the visitors, level with the corner of the box. Started at some pace this game. There is a goal in the National League. Wheelstone lead 1-0 against Aldershot. We also have a goal at FC Halifax. Tamworth are winning 1-0 there at the Shea. And I think that's the only other goals in the National League at this moment in time. There is a big important one. National League North, AFC Fylde, who are top of the league, have taken the lead as the ball comes out to Bellahoon on this right-hand side. They've got forward in numbers. Scunthorpe, he tries to play it through. Wasn't the greatest one. Good defending, but Gateshead, well, they were caught napping there. And Scunthorpe should have really done better. But at the moment, Scunthorpe just holding the ball up. The player goes down very easy there. I think it was Rowley. No, it wasn't Rowley. Number 17 it was. Ewan. He knew the touch was coming in his back and got the foul. Well, I think nearly every player knows now if they get a touch in the back, they go down there. 99% of the time they're going to get the free kick, but Barrows on the far side. Gates are putting on good pressure, making them play across the back as Boyce lets it roll through to Belayun, who's still getting boos from the home crowd. As Nicholson wins the header, needs to be picked up though, the second ball, and the visitors have done that as Beeston lays it off, gets it back. As Ewan in the centre of the pitch, lays it off, gets it back. And now Barrows plays it forward to Denton. Inside, this is the best bit of possession we've had from the visitors so far. Ball over the top, no runner though, and that will go out of play for a goal kick to Gateshead. Well, Gateshead manager Rob Elliott just takes a swig from his water bottle. Looks calm and composed down there at the moment. Of course, Scunthorpe already qualified for the playoffs. Do they have the excellent goals? A nice nod on, and Botswoon nearly got through. The offside flag goes up late. That's going to be a free kick to the visitors. Before kick-off, it was lovely to see Paul Musselwhite, goalkeeping coach at Scunthorpe United. Of course, had a fantastic Indian summer of his career with Gateshead, winning promotion from the Unibond, as it was then, Northern Premier League. Ball played forward, hasn't been controlled, and Gateshead, oh, they don't control it either, and now it can be brought down, no, and Gateshead eventually get it down. As Gateshead try and build, as in the centre circle, Chadwick gets it to Nicholson, and Nicholson drives forward with the ball. He's still going, gets it out to Chapman on the left wing. Forward, Nicholson continued his run. Can he get across in the box? He can. It's going towards home, but it's headed clear, only so far the edge of the box. And at the moment, anywhere will do for the visitors, Scunthorpe, as Gateshead win it back though, and it's Chadwick under pressure, just controls it and lays it out to Keaton Ward on the far side. Keaton Ward tries to put the afterburners on, drives to the box, gets past his man, down to the dead ball line, holds it up. Can he do something with it? He wins a throw-in, and that throw-in is just as good as a corner when you've got Brad Nicholson on your side. So we are 13 minutes in, still 0-0 if you are just joining us. If you are, where have you been? When Nicholson gets the ball, goes out onto the running track. He's going to get as much leverage as he can here. In comes the throw. It's a big looping one and nodded clear and poked out from the edge of the box, but Gateshead do have the extra men just to cover, and Ferguson just calmly plays that all the way back to Dubois in his own half, and Dubois pumps it up towards the big men. They've stayed up as the ball just bounces away and goes out for a throw-in near the corner flag. Well, looks like number 33, Tyler Denton, wasn't too happy with that one there, Story. I think he feels like he was fouled and when they were jumping for the ball. Scunthorpe down the right-hand channel of throw, but Gateshead win the second header. Chadwick brings it down, but just turns into too much trouble. And that man, Beeston, gets it controlled, and Denton pings it up forward, looking for the run of Aidan Doach. Ball goes out of play for a Gateshead throw. Haven't really got themselves settled yet, Scunthorpe. We've seen that counter-attack where they did look very dangerous. That's something Gateshead are going to have to be very wary of here as the game goes on, as Dubois gets the ball to Nicholson, who gets it under control. Howe's busting a gut to get there, but he's already laid it off to Chapman, and Chapman just threads the ball across to Louis Story. And Story can look to bring this ball forward, but he lays it off to Ferguson, back across to Nicholson. Everybody knows their job. As Ferguson again, who had another fantastic performance away in that 0-0 draw at Carlisle. Body on the line as Nicholson can bring it over the halfway line on this left-hand side. Sam Bowen gives the ball back as Nicholson just has to get to it in front of Connor Smith. Nicholson gets it back, get right back into shape. They're holding a good shape. Scunthorpe United very well drilled themselves, and sure you'd expect when they're sitting in the playoffs at this end of the season. There's the ball threaded through Story, who on the edge of the area lays it off, and now Chadwick, edge of the box. Can he pull the trigger? Body's in front of him. It's a good block from Barrows, and Denton plays the ball then, and at the moment Scunthorpe just getting themselves settled back to the keeper, and he's cleared it with some venom up the pitch. Nicholson wins the header on the halfway line. Hasn't been controlled though by the visitors, and Fenton John couldn't get with, but Sam Bowen can, and Josh Holm holds up, fouled on the centre spot, and it's a free kick to Gateshead. Gateshead definitely settled the better here in the first 16 minutes, and we'll have to see what answers the visitors come up with to try and counteract Gateshead's possession at the moment. Gateshead with no real chances, as it were, but they're probing in and around the box. The box has had the ball come in from corners and from long throws, but you really do need to utilise one of them at some point. Well, the free kick is going to be taken here just on the halfway line. Gateshead have sent everyone forward here. Keaton Ward raises his arms, launches it up, goes towards the big men, and it's going to go out for a corner to Gateshead. Well, good defensive header. And Keaton Ward just trots over to the corner flag, ready for this one. Places the ball down. A few steps back, and the delivery is about to come in. In it comes, swinging outwards, and it's going to be headed clear by the visitors, but Gateshead can just get there in front and keep the attack on. It comes out to Story, who's on this left wing. Oh, back heel there for Fenton John, and he gets it. It's a little bit of trickery, lays it off. Back to Story. Story plays it inside to Bowen. Bowen lays it to Holm. A little bit of a hospital ball, but Holm got there. And now, lovely stuff, and Gateshead now. Chadwick, left-hand side, near the corner flag. Can he get past his man? He lays it off to Fenton John, who takes a touch, goes inside, lays it again, and comes back to Fenton John, just couldn't get the space. But at the moment, Fenton John again loops it over towards the goalkeeper. I think he was hoping someone might have made a run on that one, and that was easy for Lewis Jones to get a hold of, but he's quickly throwing it out to Tyler Denton, who's played it forward and turned to Connor Smith, who looking for the run of Aidan Dortch, but asking a little bit too much, and Story will let that go out for. But it hasn't, it's been kept in. And, appeals from the Gateshead goalkeeper. Scunthorpe on the attack. Denton puts it towards the edge of the box and didn't do much with it. And there was a late tackle there on Fenton John. He's got himself back up, but the manager of Gateshead not very happy with that. It seemed after the ball had left. But Gateshead, good pressure, went all the way back to Lewis Jones. Barrows can bring the ball forward now. Looks for a probing run of Dortch on the far side. Dortch got a touch on it, but Dubois right to the edge of his area quickly to gather that one up. Big goal in the National League North. AFC filed 2-0 to the good at home to Radcliffe. Looks like they will, if it stays like that, will cement themselves at the top of the league for another week. At the moment, Gateshead play the ball across to Nicholson. Ferguson, wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Kenton Richardson, pings the ball out for a run from Keaton Ward. It's a beautiful ball, brought down well. Chadwick picks up the ball. He can lay it off to Josh Holm. Josh Holm back to Ward. It's calm, patient stuff from Gateshead at the moment. There's a ball played forward, it comes off a Scunthorpe player and out for a throw in front of the Scunthorpe travelling fans. And Nicholson is coming over here. And there's going to be words for Rob Elliott here. He wasn't happy about that late tackle on Fenton John from behind, and it looks like the fourth official is calling over the referee here, and looks like we could be having a word with Rob Elliott. He's getting a yellow card for Rob Elliott there, and certainly not happy with the late tackle on Fenton John on the far side. Well, Declan Brown handing out the yellow card. Nicholson with another long throw. This time he's about 35 yards out or 25 yards out. Launches it. It's a great throw. Can the nod on if goes out for another corner? And Gateshead really keeping the pressure on, but they're still yet to carve out a decent chance to make the goalkeeper work. 0-0 if you want to just join us. 21 minutes we're into here. And it's a glorious day on Tyneside. Blue skies above us, sun on the pitch. The only thing that's missing is a goal. Keaton Ward is going to take this one. The referee wants to have a little word with the pushing and shoving in the box. Keaton Ward wanting to get this corner taken, but the linesman standing in front of it. York City have taken the lead at home to Altrincham in the National League. Referee still talking to the Gateshead players, Belayun and Botswain, the players he was talking to. As Barrows has his arms wrapped around Botswain's waist. Lots of shirts being pulled, but then comes the delivery now. Up in the air, it's been nodded on. Oh, it's in the back of the net! Story! Oh, it wasn't Story, it was Brad Nicholson! He got the header, in it goes! They tried to be sneaky, the goalkeeper, to say it didn't go in the back of the net. But it did, and Gateshead have taken the lead here on 22 minutes. Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe 0. Brad Nicholson with the header. And well, there was a calamity at the back for Scunthorpe. They tried to hide it, but there was no hiding it from the linesman on the far side. That ball bounced into the back of the goal. Mightn't have hit the net, but it definitely crossed the line. Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe 0. Well, Gateshead fans are in full voice now. They're enjoying themselves. But there's a long way to go, and this Scunthorpe side aren't in the playoffs for no reason. Someone's asking if a win would have us mathematically safe. It wouldn't have us mathematically safe, but if the other teams don't pick up points here this afternoon, Gateshead could be 9 points clear. That goal at York has been wiped off, as it's been a correction. So at the moment, well, Belayun still getting boos. But at the moment, Gateshead 1-0 in front here at Gateshead National Stadium. What do the visitors have in reply as the ball goes across to Tyler Denton, brings it down well, lays it back. And now Beeston looking for runners. Ewan was just on the shoulder of Nicholson there, but the delivery didn't come. Now a delivery comes in. The delivery came in when there wasn't anybody really there for Scunthorpe. That was a wasted one. Cleared though by Ferguson. Oh, Botswain brings the ball down well. Drives over to this left-hand side. He's got runners. Can he send it through for Bowen? He can, but that's great cover and play by Ewan. Good defending from the midfielder, and out it goes. And, well, he's down on the ground there. I don't know if there's been a coming together with the ankles, but he's all right. He's going to get up. Well, Gateshead had been piling under pressure. They all count. It doesn't matter how they go in, whether it ripples the back of the net or crosses the line. But there is another player down for the visitors, and it's the captain, Andrew Boyce, is down at the moment. And both sets of players taking this opportunity to take on some water and some instructions. I'll just go through the live scores in the National League while we have a break. It's still 0-0 between Brackley and Boston, 0-0 between Braintree and Woking, 0-0 Eastleigh Yeovil. FC Halifax trailed by a 1-0 against Tamworth. Of course, 1-0 to Gateshead here through that Brad Nicholson header. Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 0, Morecambe 0, Carlisle 0, Solihull Noah's 0, Boreham Wood 0, Sutton 0, Southend 0-0 between Truro and Forest Green. 1-0 to Wealdstone against Aldershot, and 0-0 between York and Altrincham, and a massive goal in the National League North title race as Darlington have taken the lead away to Ian Watson's South Shields, and that could be a decisive goal if it stays like that in the title race in the National League North, as ASC Fylde are currently 2 goals in front against who are they playing? My minds went blank. Against Radcliffe Borough. So it's all exciting at the top and the bottom of all the respective national leagues at this moment. Andrew Boyce coming off there because he's received treatment. Looks like his afternoon is done. He's took his captain's armband off. He's going to hand that to Tyler Denton, and that's a shame for Andrew Boyce. Hopefully he'll be all right for the playoffs. A very good player as he leaves the pitch. And he is going to be replaced by number 5, Will Evans. And, well, one big man for another. He's an absolute unit. And he is getting the captain's armband. Well, goal kick, and we'll be back underway here. 26 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Good kick from Jones. I say that. Commentator's curse, bounces straight out of play for a throw into Gateshead. Nicholson dries the ball on his shirt. The goal scorer. Just the shortest throw, I think, of his career to Ferguson, as Bowen plays the ball back to Ferguson, to Story, who gives it Dubois, and Dubois gives it the old Peter Kay hike up the pitch as Evans first touches to wrestle with Botswain and win the header. Nicholson, athletic volley to get it back to Dubois. Story and acres of space on the far side of the box, and we're starting to see a press from the visitors. They're wanting to try and get some of the ball for themselves, as Will Evans, it's going to be a good tussle for him and Botswain at the moment. There is a goal in the National League. Solihull Moors have taken the lead at home against Boreham Wood, and that is going to be a throw to Gateshead. That was a slack pass from Scunthorpe, and Gateshead at the moment have another opportunity. Throw on the far side. Nicholson isn't going for this one. Louis Story, it's going to be a shorter one, goes down the channel looking for Botswain, who will hold it up in the corner flag. He's got Barrows all over him, crosses the ball in. Will Evans can clear it. Good work from Fenton John to get there. Oh, he chips the ball forward and keeps it himself. Lovely stuff from Fenton John. He's going to play it inside Chadwick. Chadwick now gives it to Bowen. Bowen just has to turn, give it to Story. Story, if he looks up, he's got Nicholson in space, but he wants to keep that ball moving forward, and the visitors win it back. But good disruptive play from Gateshead, forcing the visitors to move it around. And Nicholson, beautiful interception, brings the ball down and lays it off. Ball bounces through, and Botswain just can chase down Barrows. Barrows clears it, and Gateshead, there's a Louis Story, gives away a free kick as well. Landed awkwardly there. I think he'll be all right. He's just tapping his thigh. He's just stretching it out, the player that's down. Can't see the shirt number at the moment, but he'll be all right. Just a knock. And he's just stretching it out. I think he must have maybe given himself a little bit of a dead leg. He's limping a little bit there. Just trying to run it off.
I can give you confirmation of that substitution for Scunthorpe. Leaving the pitch was number 6, Andrew Boyce, being replaced by number 5.
Barrows tries to pick out a runner, but there was no runner there, and Dubois can run right over the edge of his box and let that run in, and he's going to have it at his feet as Howe comes close. He can just take his time. He was going to distribute it there, but of course Howe had a good month's loan spell at Altrincham. The ball from Dubois goes all the way through to his counterpart in the other goal. Evans can bring this one forward. He's looking for some movement. Ball across far side. Kind of telegraphed that one, but Keaton Ward does manage to get to it. Plays it down the line. Barrows for the visitors. Plays it inside. Oh, that's great work from Joe Rowley. Nearly lost possession, but managed to lay it off. And it comes across to Bellayoun. Bellayoun cuts inside and lays it off. There's Fenton John, amazing work from Gateshead's number 20. And Home can now, if he looks up, Fenton John just turns and lays it off. Chadwick was about to motor down this left-hand side. He wasn't spotted, but Gateshead still have the ball. Now comes across from, Will Evans off the ball, and Botswana is down. The referee doesn't want anything of it. The referee, I think you may book him here if he gets up. He's claiming he was hit in the back of the head. There was an arm up, but hard to tell from our vantage point. Big burly central defender, Will Evans, no nonsense. And if you're going to get the better of him, you've got to do it the strong way. 31 minutes gone, still Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe United 0 here on Tyneside, live and exclusive on DAZN and the Heed Army podcast. Jones with the kick, just held up in the air a little bit there, as nodded on by Howe. Doush tried to get the ball forward, and Ferguson pumps that one clear only as far as the halfway line. Bellayoun wins the header, nodded forward again, brought down by Barrows, and Barrows can lay it off to Denton. Denton back to Barrows, just inside his own half. There is another goal in the National League. Eastleigh are winning 1-0 at home to Yeovil. Of course, Eastleigh and Gateshead occupy the 2 spots above the relegation zone as Nicholson clears the ball. It's going to be, it's just skidded away there, and at the moment, well, the appeals for holding on Botswana, he didn't complain. Fans did. But at the moment, now they try and bring it forward as Nicholson, it goes down. Well, a player goes down there, Dawson, and Howe has just went into Dubois. And, had 2 players going down. A massive goal. Morecambe are winning 1-0 away to Carlisle. Wow, Morecambe really making a fist of it at the moment. But here, Gateshead, game's just went a little bit scrappy. Still a goal lead for Gateshead, 1-0. Nicholson with the header. One hell of a goal kick from Dubois. It's been kept in though by Scunthorpe. Played it down this left-hand side, and Ewan wins a throw-in. There's Bellayoun. The boos are relentless for Bellayoun. There's free kick, quickly taken. The referee says need to take it further back. He's took it even further forward. And he said rolling ball, and he said send it back. The referee was right. Can see why they wanted to get that ball moving quickly though. If you are just listening to us for the first time on YouTube, why not hit that subscribe button and join us for the Heed Army podcast live on Thursdays. Have your say on Gateshead. If you're a Scunthorpe fan as well, we'd love to hear from you. But at the moment, Gateshead get the ball moving forward. Fenton John latches onto it. He just overplayed it. And the ball played forward, and he's onside. And now Fenton John can drive forward. Edge of the box. Fenton John. No, referee. Well, the ball came off a Scunthorpe player, putting Fenton John onside. That's a poor decision, that's very poor. Well, Scunthorpe let off the hook there by the linesman. Well, at the moment, Scunthorpe now proven. Bellayoun with a run on this right-hand side, sorry. Ball with Ewan at the moment. Bellayoun is still hovering on that right-hand side, but it goes into the centre. And now we're seeing Scunthorpe high up the pitch. Story nearly won. The ball's going to play it through, and well, not the best pass, and Gateshead managed to get the way out of that one as Chadwick wasn't the greatest, didn't see his man. Bowen goes down, referee says no, play on. Referee's giving decisions to get the game keep flowing, but Bellayoun up against Chapman. Oh, and he's left Chapman on the floor. Can he get the ball into the box? Lays it off to Ewan, corner of the box. He's passing it back and forth. Comes across now the edge of the box as Gateshead push out. And Gateshead come away with the ball. It's a wasted opportunity from Scunthorpe. And now Gateshead can get the ball moving, but the ball was behind. And Home fouled with pushes on the back. And I must admit, for either side, I think both sets of fans can look at this referee with a raised eyebrow at the moment. Some fouls you think he would give, and other ones he's just waving on. But we're into the 36 minutes, still 1-0 to Gateshead. Scunthorpe have got themselves more of a foothold in the game, but Gateshead had an opportunity to get the ball into the final third of the Scunthorpe half with his free kick. Keaton Ward, about 15 yards inside his own half, is going to launch this one up towards the far side. Story's there, didn't win the header, ball's up in the air and it's going to bounce out for a Gateshead throw. Well, at the moment, Nicholson, we know he's got that long throw. Well, out onto the running track he goes to try and get a little bit more space. Launches the ball in. Botswain tried to get the ball there and the defender just nodded away and hooked in turn, but Gateshead trying to keep the pin back, but it goes all the way back to Lewis Jones. Good kick from goalkeeper, but Gateshead do win the header and get back in possession. Ferguson under pressure though. Calmly turns, plays it down the line. Didn't pick out a teammate though. And now it goes all the way back to Will Evans. Will Evans looks to get this ball up towards the forward line. Up it goes. Douchin, there's a header there. And now I'm a Gateshead fan and that was a foul to Scunthorpe there. He had his arm around him. But this is the way it's going this afternoon. There is another goal in the National League North. Fylde are winning 3-0 against Radcliffe Borough. Altrincham have just scored away to York. That really does open up the title race, even at the top of the National League table. And Solihull Moors have doubled their lead at home to Boreham Wood. As Nicholson nods the ball up and out of play. Belayoun still getting the boos. Well, Nicholson nods the ball down, appeals for handball, and it's been given. Free kick to Gateshead. I'll just look a little bit disjointed, the visitors at the moment. I don't know if that's down to the 6 changes that they made before from the last game, but yeah, just don't look as fluid going forward. And they're allowing Gateshead a lot of possession. But Dubois has got a free kick here, about 35 yards out his box towards the left-hand touchline, and he launches this one up, and his kicking is impeccable. Up it goes, won by a Scunthorpe head. It wasn't cleared though. The third plays on Josh Home. Oh, he just couldn't get still got the ball though. Lays it back. Story pulls it in. Botswain. Oh, just over the top, but Chapman's there. It's still inside the area at the moment, and there's a player down for Scunthorpe. Gateshead were on the attack. He's holding his head, the player. So if it is a head injury, you have to stop it. But Gateshead, they were really piling it on there. There is an equaliser at York. It's 1-1 now between York and Altrincham. Very busy end of the season. It is at the moment with all these goals. There's the York, Scunthorpe player still down at the moment. Well, Gateshead staff come on as well to help out, just to see if they need anything. But he is sat up now. Ross Barrows. He was in an aerial tussle for the ball. Must have landed awkwardly. There's still a break and play. Gateshead. Well, are they going to be given a free kick? They've got the ball where it stopped, corner of the box. We'll see what the referee says, but Barrows just getting checked out by the medical team. He is sat up. He must have landed very heavily. 40 minutes gone. You'd imagine there's probably going to be about 4 or 5 stoppages at the end of this first half. Well, he seems to be moving all right. I didn't do a concussion test. I think he's just landed very heavily. Maybe winded himself. Yeah, well, we'll see what's going to happen here, because Gateshead will stand with the ball in the corner of the box. The referee, what is he going to do here? Is it a drop ball or what? Yeah. There is blood on Louis Story's shirt, it looks like. I think the one... Does it want to change his shirt? Well, I think the referee does want Louis Story to get some attention here. So I wonder if it was between himself and Barrows where they had the incident occurred. But Louis Story... Well, there's a lot of discussion here. Yeah, it looks like a change of shirt, yes. As we have got a shirt here for Louis Story. And Botswain has to change his shirt as well. So, I don't think I've ever seen this before, but 2 players forced to change their shirts. Louis Story and Botswain. I wonder if it might have been Ross Barrows. Bit of blood there or something, but Botswain has changed his number to 34. Louis Story with his spare one on. I think Botswain might not have a spare one because his other shirt got ripped the other day, I think. Well, it's going to be a drop ball here. A referee... Is it drop ball or a free kick here? Is drop ball. Corner of the box. On this left-hand side for Gateshead. Ball looped across. Won by Ferguson. Was going to be brought down by Chadwick, sorry. Goal scorer Nicholson pumps the ball into the box straight towards the goalkeeper. Easy all day. And, well, ball forward. Braintree are making a fist of it as well as Morecambe. They're winning 1-0 at home to... Oh, that's correction there. It's been wiped out, that goal. It's a free kick to the visitors, offside. Yep, there must have been an over-eager person on the buttons to say Braintree had scored, but it's still 0-0. Long kick from Jones, nodded out, and it's going to go out of play. Denton quickly gets it to Rowley. Back to Denton, plays it down. They're very congregated on that left-hand side, Scunthorpe. I need to open up somewhat, but trying to probe all on that left-hand side, and Beeston has got a runner and send it through. As the ball's going to come in now. There's Belayun battling in the box, and the ball comes through as Ewan is going to pick up right-hand side of the box. He's got Bowen in front of him, cuts inside, goes for the cross. It's too deep and there's nobody there, and it pumped back across there. The clearance, it hasn't went out. Ewan can bring it down. Bowen sticking to him like glue at the moment. Comes back out to Rowley. And now driving forward with the ball out to Ewan. Ewan puts a cross into grass cutter through, and nobody got it. Cleared though by Keaton Ward, and this is the best spell of pressure from the visitors so far. But Chapman can bring the ball down. If he looks up, he can send it over, and he just put it behind Botswain. Well, I thought Scunthorpe would get back into it, and they're starting to prove a little bit now. Denton lays it off to Barrows. Barrows just slowly brings it forward, stops it, plays it back to Evans. And now Denton tries to open up a gear or two, brings the ball forward. That's a good run through by Dodge, and offside flags off. And free kick to Gateshead. Well, we're into the final 10 seconds of the half. I would imagine 3-4 minutes here, possibly even 5 with the stoppages, the 2 injured players that we've had. So we'll find out here, and the substitution, of course. All gets added on. We're at the moment 6 minutes. Well, there has been a fair amount of time when the players were receiving treatment as Gateshead tried to bring the ball down. Free kick given though. Fenton John just a little bit overzealous there with the pull on the shirt. Barrows just plays it off Keaton Ward and out for a throw in. It's quickly been taken, brought down by Howe. And can they get this ball in the box? Has just slowed it down. Rowley plays it across to Evans, who's got space to bring it forward as a man on the far side goes for a chip pass through to Howe, and Howe gets through, and well, Dubois managed to get that one. That's the best effort we've seen from the visitors so far. Tried to carve up Gateshead through the middle, and Howe just couldn't get the power on the header there, but better from the visitors as Dubois. Ball up towards Botswain, well read by Will Evans, just heads the ball clear, and Story's going to let that trickle out for a throw on the far side to Gateshead. We're in the added on time here. We're into the 2nd minute of added on time, the first half. Ball launched up there and couldn't be kept in by Chadwick. Out it goes. There's the throw in front of the visiting fans as they didn't keep the ball in. That's poor from Scunthorpe. A little bit of arguments between players, finger pointing for Scunthorpe at the minute. A little bit frustrated out there. Well, Louis Story's going to be the man to take the throw here. Up towards Botswain. Botswain manages to get it through, but only as far as the Scunthorpe player. Keaton Ward heads it forward, out it goes for another throw, and it's coming towards a scrappy end here of the first half, but can Scunthorpe get themselves back into it before the half-time break? Ball forward from Jones. Nicholson battling, wins the header, and Will Evans is there just to mop up and get the ball back under control. Botswain couldn't go for it, he would have been offside, but now another one up there. Dawson wins the header, brings it down, but Bowen's there just to help disrupt. Nice work from Rowley. Sorry, Ewan it was. Now Rowley plays it across to Barrow. Oh, across to the far side, Tyler Denton. It's much better from the visitors. They're passing the ball with purpose, moving it fast, but that wasn't a great pass, and Sam Bowen does very well and just lays the ball off, and Gateshead can now pump the ball forward, and that's a run for, well, it's just too much on it. Looked like it was going to bounce nicely for Botswain. Very comfortable for the goalkeeper to collect. He just places it down on the ground. We've got 2.5 minutes of the 6 added on here to play. Still 1-0 to Gateshead as they battle for the ball on the far side. Trying to win the ball back as Beeston does very well. Will Evans under pressure from Josh Holm. Tries to chase down the keeper as well, but good clearance from Jones. Story's there, nodded it down only as far as Tyler Denton, who turns, looks for a runner, pumps the ball over the top. There was a man running through, and Connor Smith gets it back out to Denton. There is men in the centre. He's got time to cross it in. It's a decent one towards Belayu, and he just couldn't get up in the air to make the, well, he got up in the air, he just couldn't make the contact with it, and that goes out for a Gateshead goal kick. Great noise from the back of the Tyne and Weir stand at the moment. Gateshead look like they're going to make it to a half-time break with a goal advantage through Brad Nicholson, former Scunthorpe United player. Dubois taking as much room as possible for this goal kick. Absolutely launches it like a rocket all the way up there, and Will Evans wins the header, nodded on again by the visitors. Brad Nicholson puts it back up, and that'll go out for a throw level with the corner of the box on the far side. As Barrows is going to take this throw. Nodded inside by Gateshead. Nice little flick. Moore pokes it forward. Sam Bowen, just taken away from him. And Gateshead trying to create something on the edge of the box there. And we've got about 40 seconds remaining of the time added on here. A minimum of, anyway. There's Nicholson and wins the header. Home holds it up. He's tried to clear it and went more up in the air as now the ball played through. Nicholson, well, he got away with it. The ball stayed still for him when he cleared it. Wasn't where he trying to put up a Botsway and battling with Evans. Evans puts it out, and that's great play from Gateshead's forward as they try and keep themselves moving with this ball. As the ball now, that was a fantastic tackle there from the Scunthorpe midfielder. And there is the half-time whistle. Gateshead going a goal to the good here in the Gateshead International Stadium. Brad Nicholson with a header off the post. It bounced into the back of the goal. Didn't hit the netting. Goalkeeper tried to save his blushes and pick it up and claim that it hadn't crossed the line. But the linesman on the far side was in the right place to see it had crossed the line. And that is what separates the two sides. Gateshead have been the better side with a lot of possession, but we have seen as the game went on, Scunthorpe do have what it takes, and their league position says so, to get back into this game. We're going to go a little bit silent here and manage to have a toilet break and a cup of tea, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes to read out all the half-time scores. Once again, thank you very much for your company here on DAZN and the Heat On Me podcast. We'll be back very, very soon. Well, hello there and welcome back. The second half will be underway soon, but before that, we'll go through the half-time scores here in the National League. It is Brackley 0, Boston 0. It's 0-0 between Braintree and Woking. Eastleigh are winning 1-0 at home to Yeovil. FC Halifax are 1 goal down against Tamworth. Here at Gateshead, Gateshead 1 at Scunthorpe 0. Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 0. Morecambe 1, Carlisle 0. That's a big scoreline for Morecambe. Obviously still fighting right to the very end. As our Gateshead, we've got Solihull Moors are winning 2-0 against Boreham Wood. 0-0 between Sutton and Southend. Truro 0, Forest Green 0. Wealdstone are winning 1-0 at home to Aldershot, and it's 1-1 between York City and Altrincham. So all to play for. I'm sure a lot of those score lines will change, and we'll see if the one does here at Gateshead, as Gateshead are coming back out onto the pitch. I nearly said Aldershot. Scunthorpe are already out there, and we're going to be shooting towards the Fellon end. The visitors towards the River Tyne. And for our audio listeners, of course, they haven't changed the strips, but if you just join us, they're in their claret and blue strips. Scunthorpe, Gateshead in their white and black. The Scunthorpe goalkeeper all in green, which I don't know, a bit of a purist that way. I like to say that. And of course, Gateshead keeper Adam Dubois is in all yellow. One change for the visitors was made in the first half, and Andrew Boyce went off injured. He was replaced by Will Evans. But apart from that, we are as is. And we're about to get underway very soon here for the second half, live on the Zone and on the Heed Army Podcast Live. Of course, the National League North is hotting up something rotten at the moment. AFC Fylde top of the league. They're 5 points clear as it stands, because South Shields are losing 1-0 at home to Darlington, managed by former Gateshead. Well, both teams managed by former Gateshead managers and assistant managers in Ian Watson at South Shields and Steve Watson at Darlington. But Gateshead are going to get us underway here for the second half. We're just waiting for the referee to give the okay. And he's going to start his watch. And that's it. We're underway. Ball goes all the way back to Dubois, who pings the ball forward. And that'll bounce all the way through to Jones. Carlisle have equalised against Morecambe. As that clearance goes, the goalkeepers are just playing passy at the moment. That goes all the way through to Dubois. They will pick the ball up. Well, that Carlisle goal will settle some nerves for Gateshead fans at the moment. I suppose a full-time whistle would settle it more, but at the moment, Gateshead bring the ball down. Home, corner of the box, turns, lays it off to Fenton John. Out to Keaton Ward. John plays it across to Nicholson. Chapman, back to Nicholson, ball forward. Gateshead moving the ball well as Sam Bowen plays it back to Chapman, all on the left-hand side at the moment. There is another goal at Solihull, but the ball comes over towards Botswain. Good defending from Barrows and just heads it clear. And Gateshead still on the attack. Story's ball forward is a little bit harder than what Keaton Ward was expecting. The clearance from the visitors. Solihull Moors are 3-0 in front now against Boreham Wood. Goals flying in already quickly in the second half in the National League. Ball rolled out to Ferguson. Josh Holm drops deep, just marshals the ball and gives it over to Nicholson. Nicholson out to Sam Bowen. Sam Bowen gets it to Chadwick. Chadwick turns and runs towards goal. Still going, Chadwick into the box. Oh, good tackle from Balayoun, but it falls to Gateshead as the ball from Fenton John just a little bit hard for Keaton Ward, and that goes out for a throw to the visitors. Denton wants the option, gets it from Ewan. Ball pumped up. There's ball brought forward by Nicholson, and that one just skewed off his foot out for a throw-in. Right-hand side of the Gateshead dugout. It's all right.
The 50-50 winning number
As Scunthorpe have the ball, they've lost possession. Botswain turns, he's got a man on the force. Oh, he tried to put it through, put way too much on it. And Botswain back in the 29 shirt, by the way. He did have to change it in the first half to 34. We believe it might have been for a speck of blood, but we're not entirely sure. Evans goes long with the ball. Nicholson chests the ball down and pumps the ball up and out of play for a throw-in on the far side. Belayoun gets the ball. Well, of course, still in play out for a second there. Followed the loose ball behind off the pitch. But now, Barrows. For Tyler Denton. Yeah, the ball just skips up for him there. Keeps it under control. Great stuff, though, from Keaton Ward. And gets it now. Home. Plays it across to Chapman. Back through to Home. He's in the area. Can he put it across? Oh, there's Botswain! Oh, crucial tackle at the back there just to put him off. And, well, Scunthorpe bring the ball away, but Keaton Ward wins the ball. The passing from Scunthorpe just went awry. In comes the delivery. There's the man at the back, but brings it down. Lovely. Can get the shot away. He can. Here's another shot. Chapman! Oh, what a header off the line. Appeals for handball. And there's a penalty. I think there's going to be a red card here. Needless. And there is the red card. It was a magnificent save from Burrows, but he isn't the goalkeeper. And Gateshead have a penalty. And Scunthorpe are down to 10 men. Initially, I thought he had headed that one away. And a bit of a needless one from Barrows there. And Gateshead have the opportunity to double the lead from the penalty spot here. Keaton Ward places the ball down. Can he score his second penalty in a week? Barrows makes his way off the pitch to cheers from the home crowd as Keaton Ward now takes a step forward, buries it into the back of the net. Gateshead make it 2-0 on 51 minutes. Keaton Ward from the penalty spot, and Gateshead looking rather comfortable at the moment against 10-man Scunthorpe. Well, not the second start to the second half Scunthorpe United would have wanted, but Gateshead will not be complaining about that one. And that gives them another foot closer, or a step should I say, to National League security. What a turnaround Rob Elliott's impact has had here at Gateshead since his return in January. Well, instructions coming from the Scunthorpe United bench. They're being relayed across the pitch at the moment. And now Scunthorpe will just not want to get any more cards or injuries going into the playoffs. Well, we're about to get back underway here. There is a goal at the Shea FC. Halifax have equalised at home to Tamworth. Lots of goals here in the second half in the National League. And you'll hear about them all or see them all here on the zone. As the ball bounces through, Dubois lets that bounce out. And Gateshead now will just want to keep the ball for a little bit and try and keep building on what they've done here. The run that Rob Elliott's men have been on here since Christmas has been absolutely phenomenal. The players he's brought in, the existing players, they've bought into it, they've worked hard. It's not over yet though, as the ball comes off Keaton Ward and out for a throw. But wow. Evans pumps the ball up, looking for the run of Howe. Flicked over by Story to Nicholson, and they're using that bit of space well with the extra man advantage as Chapman brings the ball forward. Wins a corner. Good cover and play from Aidan Dowd. Well, former Gateshead goalkeeper Paul Musselwhite shouting instructions onto the pitch as well. Keaton Ward has got himself over to the far side now to take this corner. In comes the delivery. It's a tight one. Oh, it's bounced in the area. Can they clear the lines? It's going to fall to Sambo and pulls it back across. It's still not there yet. But now it comes from Chadwick. Pulls it wide. Very scrappy the defending from the visitors. And they seem to be on the ropes a little bit. But Gateshead, wow, trying to go for it. We do have a message from his Scunthorpe United fans, but John Ballyhoon's actually my favourite player. I liked him when he was here, but obviously it ended a little bit different to the way I think everyone probably would have liked and expected. There is another goal at the Shea. Halifax have turned it round. They are now winning 2-1 against Tamworth. Great atmosphere in the Tynan Weir stand. The sun's shining. And from a Gateshead perspective, our team's winning 2-0. Scunthorpe, I'd imagine, unless they can get something back quickly, they'll probably want this game to end pretty quick. But never say never. Eastleigh are winning 2-0 now against Yeovil. Sam Bowen crosses the halfway line with the ball, drives with the ball. He's got Chapman to his left, lays it off. Cuts inside Chapman, plays it into the box, cleared by Bellayoun. Fenton John picks up the loose ball, lays it out to Bowen, back to Fenton John. And Fenton John fouled on the far side, free kick to Gateshead. Story receives the ball. He's got Keaton Ward on this right-hand side who gets the ball, gets past his man. There's a good run from Josh Home. He's here, there and everywhere at the moment. Just gets out-muscled. Keaton Ward pumping forward to get the ball. And Will Evans standing solid and clears the ball in turn. And at the moment, seeing a lot of work off the ball by the visitors, which is good to see. They're not giving up. Tyler Denton. Well, Scunthorpe manager, he's got, a nice interception as the ball laid off. Now Chadwick out to the left-hand side. He's up against Bellayoun and Dorch. Just turns, lays it off. Well, he doesn't. Now he gets. Oh, he tried to get it back. Just overplayed. But the Scunthorpe manager's got a decision to make. He's got the playoffs coming up. Does he make changes? He is signalling down towards the touchline. Of course, they want to finish as high as possible in the playoffs. Got to keep going for that home advantage in the semi-finals. It could come down to goal difference. You never know. But Gateshead play the ball across to Nicholson. Brings the ball forward. Still driving with it. Lays it off to Bowen. Bowen just takes a touch. Plays it inside to Chapman. Back to Bowen. Gateshead just enjoying playing there in the sunshine. As the ball comes across to Louis Story. Ferguson. Fenton John drops deep to get involved. Plays it out to Nicholson. Nicholson looks to... He looked like he was going to cross the ball in there, but decided against it. Chadwick. Back to Story. And not Story. Now it comes to Ferguson. Back to Nicholson on the far side. Southend are winning 2-0 away to Sutton. There's a ball out now for Chapman. Too much on it. Crossed it. Oh, yeah, no, the flag goes up. It's a goal kick to the visitors. So we are going to see a substitution or two coming from the visitors. Here they already made one in the first half. So I'm going to see the introduction of, when I see the board, number 14 is going to come on, Pat Jones. 1, 2, 3. So Pat Jones replaces Connor Smith. We have Zane Westbrook and Callum Roberts as well, stripped, ready to go. So they're going for 3 changes. We've had the first one. There is another goal at the Shea. As Ewan comes off for Westbrook. Tamworth have equalised at the Shea. I think we're going to see Callum Roberts come on for number 16. And Callum Roberts just taking off some jewellery there. And he's ready to come on. So the former Gateshead loanee. Over 10 years ago now, he was loaned to Gateshead from Newcastle United. Had a fantastic career. Played in the Scottish top flight and, of course, played at Notts County as well. There's a ball brought down by Story. Story pumps it over the top, and that's going to be a foot race. Bella Ewan misjudges the bounce. Botswain trying to hold it up and does get it to Chadwick. Just couldn't manage to keep the passing going there, and Gateshead win the ball back. That's good stuff. And Chadwick tries to chase it down. We'll see what impact these changes have had for Scunthorpe as the ball comes forward, intercepted though by Fenton John, and his ball just a little bit faster than what Story was expecting, but he does prod it back. And the ball comes over to Story. We're seeing a much more of a press from the visitors as Dubois didn't have an outlet and just kicks it out to play for a throw on this left-hand side. First time Gateshead have really succumbed to the press, but Gateshead just win the ball back with ease, and now they drive forward. Chadwick, oh, well, he played the ball forward for Botswain, just too much on it. He wasn't expecting it. And Jones can just get that under control, and he's going to kick this one up, looking for Howe. Oh, he doesn't actually, he tricks me. Goes out to Evans. Evans now looks for the run through the centre. Story nods it down to Keaton Ward, up in the air. Botswain marshalling it, but Will Evans does well. And Billy Chadwick gets the ball. Gateshead trying to get it under control, and they do. Bowen over to Chapman. Chapman on the far side. What can he create? Oh, he lays it off to Bowen on the edge of the box. Fenton John. Oh, Chadwick tries a little flick, but he does get the ball back and loses it eventually, though. And now Callum Roberts lays it off. Ball forward, it's blind, there's nobody there, and that's where the man advantage for Gateshead is starting to pay dividends at the moment. They don't have the outlet that they had in the first half. Story gives it to Ferguson. Well, Jacob Butterfield just trots down the tunnel. Is that a sign he's coming on? Is he going to the toilet? But Fenton John lays the ball to Story. And Gateshead just not doing anything silly at the moment. The press from the visitors is a little bit more. But Dubois pumps the ball over the top, looking for Botswain. Will Smith. The ball falls to Josh Holm. Josh Holm looks up. He's got Bowen. Chapman's in acres of space on that left-hand side. Has the ball now. Cuts in with the ball. Doing well. Does he go for a shot? He does. Crosses it in. Oh, well, all day was going to be able to get that one. Gateshead looking dangerous still. And it's now they play out from the back. The visitors. Oh, well, that ball, there's appeals for handball. Wasn't given. Gateshead have the ball inside the half as South Shields have equalised it home to Darlington in the National League North title race. Ward. And Fenton John plays it across to Nicholson. Fenton John in the centre. Keaton Ward peels off to this right-hand side, receives the ball. Josh Holm is there for support for the underlap, but it's played back into the centre. Nicholson over to... Now Bowen tries to chase the ball from Chapman. Does he win corner? No, it's a goal kick. Oh, that's a correction. South Shields' goal has been wiped off. Overzealous man on the buttons again, we've seen. Well, there's a good few Gateshead players starting to warm up now. Will Gateshead freshen it up? 3 games remain after this. Gateshead are away to Aldershot, at home to Woking for the last game of the season on a week on Saturday, and then they end the season at Altrincham. Can they secure promotion away to promotion? The mathematically safe away to Aldershot. If it stays like this today, they'll be very close to doing so. But at the moment, Gateshead will pull themselves 8 points clear of the drop zone if it stays like this. Ball inside. Chadwick plays it out to Keaton Ward, who drives over the halfway line on this right-hand side. Home coming over the overlap. Oh, the ball through. Lovely stuff to Chapman. Chapman crosses it in. Oh, just couldn't peel off there for the Gateshead player to get to it. As Nicholson from the edge of the area goes for the shot. It went anywhere, and there's an offside decision on Josh Ho. Rightly so, just come back onside. And, well, will we see a change soon for Gateshead? 65 minutes gone. Gateshead 2, Scunthorpe United 0. Big thank you to everyone that has joined us on our audio stream. As the ball bounced into Dubois' hands, the ball forward. We've got Anne Scurfield listening in, and a host of other people. Thank you very much for your company. As the ball goes out to Nicholson. Ferguson plays it back to Dubois. Howe hasn't stopped running in the second half, trying to close things down as Will Evans heads it forward. And now the visitors can try and probe on this left-hand side as Tyler Denton tries to drive forward. His ball inside was poor, and now Gateshead on the attack. They've got the man on the far side. Oh, but it's going to ricochet, and Gateshead don't win the ball as Callum Roberts dives onto it. He's driving forward, trying to create something as he goes down. Ball played through. Peels for offside. Wasn't coming. The man on the far side has the ball. Can he pull it back across? He can, but the delivery wasn't good enough. And Pat Jones, if he had got a little bit more leverage on it, that would have been more dangerous. There's another big goal at at Morecambe. Carlisle have taken the lead now. They were 1-0 down. They're winning 2-1. There's the ball over the top looking for Chadwick. Will Evans nods it down to Denton. And at the moment, they just slow it down. But that is a massive result for Gateshead. If it stays that way, the teams below not picking up points, or not picking up full points as it is. I think it's still 0-0 for Braintree, and it's still 0-0 for let's have a little look for Braintree and Brackley in their respective games, and that'll do Gateshead, let's say, a real shot in the arm as Dubois pings the ball forward towards Boatswain. He wins the header. Just nobody taking a chance to run onto it. 67 minutes gone. 10-man Scunthorpe here. A magnificent save from Ross Barrows. Unfortunately, he's not the goalkeeper, and he's seen red, and Keaton Ward made it 2 from the penalty spot after a goal in the first half from Brad Nicholson. As AFC Fylde have been pegged back. It's 3-3 down there on the Lancashire coast. That title race has more twists and turns than an Agatha Christie novel, doesn't it, in the National League North? But the ball pumped forward. Ferguson nods it there and brought down well by number 11, Joe Rowley even. Well, back with Louis Jones. Pumps the ball forward. Nodded forward by Brad Nicholson. Bowen brings it down in midfield, but that was good covering play though from Rowley to intercept and win the ball. The visitors trying to probe on that right hand side. It's a good run, got the ball forward, but Ferguson does enough to get in front, and that ball goes out for a goal kick. Great defending, and Brackley, well, they've scored. That makes life a little bit more hazardous for the teams below them in the relegation zone, but they will still be in the relegation zone as it stands, I believe. As I say, I'll check that later on, but we'll keep with the action here. Gateshead 2, Scunthorpe 0, live on DAZN Enterprise National League action. As ball nodded forward by Belayoun, brought down by Callum Roberts, showing off his trickery, driving with the ball, looking dangerous. He's still going, Callum Roberts. The ball just goes through. He thinks he was fouled. The referee says no, but the ball not cleared well for Gateshead. Up in the air, Louis Story can head it clear. There's Botswain. Oh, he laid it off, but Chadwick just couldn't get on his toes away with the ball. And very high up the pitch at the moment, Scunthorpe. High risk, high reward. I'd say they're already 2-0 down. You might as well go for it as they pick up the ball. Laid off by Westbrook, and a shot from distance. Well, there was a bit of a Hollywood dive there from Dubois. He had it covered, and it went well wide. Was beats him with the goal. Well, as I say, we're keeping half an eye on our neighbours along the river, South Shields, and they might be losing, but the team above them are only drawing, so it keeps that title race wide open in the National League North. Dubois with the goal kick. Well, as it stands, they still have a 4-point cushion. AFC failed, but South Shields have a game in hand. Well, Danny Whitehall is stripped and ready for action. Scunthorpe's number 9. Ball has a minute to play on the far side. Callum Roberts has it. Drives against Nicholson. Down to the dead ball line. He's going to pull it back. Has he ran it out? No, it hasn't been cleared. Now it has by Ferguson. And the ball bounces through. Botswain and Belayoun had been battling for that one, and the ball bounces awkwardly for Bowen, and the ball stayed in. Can they cross the ball in? Pulled it back and hasn't been went out yet. Oh, well, it just went very scrappy at the moment for both sides. Now Chapman plays the ball across to Keaton Ward. Lovely stuff. Opens up the pitch, opens up the play, and Keaton Ward can drive forward with the ball now on his right hand side. Josh Holm has made the run forward. He needs a man in the box. Pulls it back across. Botswain coming in. Oh, couldn't get the connection with it, and out it goes for a goal kick. I think he did get a touch on it, but not the one he wanted. Well, Danny Whitehall is going to replace Declan Howe.
First of all, I'll give you today's attendance. 2,126, including 676 away.
Well, a fantastic 2,000 plus crowd here at Gateshead International Stadium, and 1,200 in the home end. Well done, Tyneside. This team has been slogging their guts out for you, dragging themselves, climbing themselves out of the relegation zone, and it's only right Tyneside comes to see what it's all about.
Substitution for Scunthorpe. In the pitch, number 7.
Well, Gateshead are going to make 3 substitutions here. It is going to be Anna Fawozi for Jacob Chapman. Newton and Moore are stripped and ready for action as well. Chapman just being urged to get off the pitch a little bit quicker. Jacob Butterfield's going through an intense warm-up as well. Down to all left. AFC failed, have made it 4-3. That title race is something to watch from the outside. Sam Bowen is going to be replaced by Tyrell Newton. Thought Sam Bowen's had a fantastic game this afternoon. Quietly goes about his job, doing everything right. Well, Sam Bowen comes off. Billy Chadwick is going to be the next substitution as well. And he's going to come off for Ethan Moore. Well, referee just urging them to get off the pitch a little bit quicker than what they're doing. 73 minutes gone. If you're just joining us live on the Zone and the Heed Army podcast, it is Gateshead 2, Scunthorpe 0, and Scunthorpe are down to 10 men. Ross Barrows, after making a magnificent save with his hand, saw red. As Story nods the ball down, flicked on by Home. Tyrell Newton, first chance to get the ball moving forward, deflects back to Callum Roberts on the far side. No, good tackle from Newton, brings the ball forward. Just lays it back now to Nicholson. Another big goal in a North East game today as well. Scarborough are winning 1-0 at home to Spennymoor. Both teams trying to claw themselves into that playoff race in the National League North. Clumsy coming together for the visit for the two two players there. I'm getting all tongue-tied there, everyone. Very sorry about that. Throw in for Gateshead, taken by Louis Story, headed on away by Evans. Keaton Ward nodded it inside, picked up though by Rowley, and Rowley goes down. Late tackle coming in. Free kick just inside their own half, next to the centre circle. 75 minutes gone, still 2-0 here. Will Evans, the ball through the centre. It's nodded down by Ferguson. Can they get a shot away? Put out to this far side. Tyler Denton brings it under control. Westbrook puts the ball in. It's a dangerous one. It's up in the air. The keeper manages to fist it clear only as far as that. But Story just brings it down. Beckenbauer-esque and brings it away. Now Anna Fawozi can open up on the left-hand side. Just slows it down. Now pings the ball forward for Ethan Moore. Moore keeps it in. And he's still going. Cuts inside of it. Comes across now to Ward. Josh Home with a fantastic run down at the dead ball line. Pulls it back across. Is there anyone there? No, there isn't. And it's going to be cleared. Boston have equalised away to Brackley. Forest Green have taken the lead away to Truro as well. They've already had their relegation confirmed last week. Home, nice ball out to Keaton Ward on the right-hand side up against Tyler Denton. Ward drives with the ball, or he tries to cut inside, just loses his foot, and then Tyler Denton comes away with the ball. He stood firm, did well there, as Whitehall athletically goes down after he feels the hands in the back of his back. The referee's always going to side with the attacker. Westbrook pings the ball forward, looking for the run. There's a shot, and Callum Roberts, well, he'll not want to see that one again tomorrow. Got his foot right round it. And over to the corner flag it went. Dubois just goes to get the other ball. He's going to take his goal kick, just placing the ball in the right spot. He launches that ball up towards Ethan Moore. Ethan Moore. That's going to come back to Nicholson. Fenton John gets it to Tyrell Newton. Anna Fawozi lays the ball forward for Ethan Moore. Balayoun, no nonsense, into the far stand. And Gateshead can utilise that long throw of... And we just had a confirmation, 2,126 in attendance today, 676 away fans. So absolutely amazing turnout, great following, but a great home support as well. As Nicholson's throw comes in, it's going to go right through and headed clear though. As the ball goes over towards Nicholson. Now Newton can drive with the ball, cuts inside, he's going to go for a shot, takes a wicked deflection, goes behind for a corner, and Gateshead just keeping that pressure on. Well, Keaton Ward makes his way over. We're getting towards, well, we're going to have to start to pick the man of the match shortly. Some great contenders in there. I thought Brad Nicholson's been absolutely fantastic. Sam Bowen, before he went off, thought had a great game as well. Keaton Ward, as ever. It's going to be a tough one today, as Boreham would have pulled one back, but they're 4-1 down against Solihull Moors. Keaton Ward's delivery comes in now. It's a tight one. Keeper plucks that one out the air, and he can try and get his team moving forward as he launches that one. It's a magnificent kick looking for Roberts, and he's going to find him. Roberts brings it down. Fenton John's sticking with him like glue, but he's a little live wire. Callum Roberts is cutting inside, goes for the shot. There's Nicholson to put it out for a corner. Well, he's doing it at both ends thus far, Brad Nicholson. And one thing, I've just been given a thing that I'll try and read it shortly. Someone's trying to send us a message. Joanne Chapman sending a message. So, hello, Joanne Chapman. I'm not sure what the message said, but in comes the ball now. Cleared up in the air, though, from Keaton Ward. It's a dangerous one. They've got to defend this one. There's a pull on the shirt on Josh Home, but Ward can clear this one in turn now up towards Anafawosi. Anafawosi trying to battle with Tyler Denton. Tyler Denton does well, but Anafawosi just overzealous on the back, and down he goes. There's another big goal. Morecambe, well, 2-2 against Carlisle. They are not giving up without a fight, Morecambe. Well, their fans will be. Is it going to be enough? Free kick to the visitors. Got a horrible feeling I've probably when I seen a message from Joanne Chapman. If I've been calling him Jacob Chapman when it's Harry Chapman, I don't know why I do it. If I have, apologies. We've got 10 minutes left. We're into the 81st minute now. Launched down that right-hand channel by Story, all the way through to Evans, who put it back to Jones. And here's clearance. And it's going to trickle out of play on the far side. Way through as Nicholson launches it up towards the halfway line. It has been brought down by Westbrook. It's going to be played back to the keeper as Josh Home just has not give up today. Another contender for man of the match. Sorry, it was Ethan Moore that chased that one down as Tyrell Newton battling, but Scunthorpe bring the ball forward. Nice into tackle from Story. On the far side now, Roberts trying to create something. He's inside the box down the dead ball line. Dispossessed though by Anafawosi, who just holds the ball up. Wins a free kick. Callum Roberts just trying to win the ball back and judged to have fouled Anafawosi. Well, Chadwick gets a nice round of applause from the Tiny Wing stand as he goes down the tunnel. Dubois, yet another monstrous kick as Anafawosi brings the ball down. Played it inside, a little bit blind there, but Gateshead do pick it up through Tyrell Newton. Plays it across to Keaton Ward, and he's got space to bring the ball forward. He's got Moore on this right-hand side. What'll he do? Lays it off. Moore cuts back slowly, still stands still in the box. What can he do? Lays it back. Keaton Ward, edge of the box. Home, back to Ward. Fenton John can turn. Keeps the ball with Gateshead as Keaton Ward gives it to Josh Home. Tyrell Newton out to Anafawosi. What can he create on that left-hand side? Up against his man, cuts in. Oh, lovely stuff from Anafawosi. Tries to keep going, just maybe ran a little bit too far. He's still going, Anafawosi. And goes out for a goal kick, just doesn't give up. Gets his number 22. The referee just making sure there's no afters there. No silliness. Into the 84th minute. We are going to see Jacob Butterfield coming on. It's number 10. Ball bounces through. Nodded on by Roberts. And Dubois can just get that. Well, we've got Mark Anderson listening in from Wisconsin in the USA. We've got our Graham Jones listening in from Worcester. Thank you for your messages and joining us, of course, not only on the Heat Army podcast, but on the zone. And as Tyrell Newton brings the ball forward, Anafawosi is on the side, lays it through. Anafawosi, can he pull it across? Oh! Well, Botswain loses his footing as he goes down, tries to pull it back across. And Gateshead have a corner. It was scrambled away, but Josh Home is going to come off here into a fantastic round of applause. He's been nothing but industrious today. I think he's absolutely fantastic. It's between him and Brad Nicholson for man of the match. I'm still trying to make my mind up. Well, Ken, if you're listening, because I know you're going to announce it. We've got the corner here, taken short. Laid off to Tyrell Newton. Whips one in towards Botswain, who nods it over, and there was nobody there, and the Gateshead shirt cleared. Going to put that one back to Dubois. Well, if you can announce, I'm going to go with Josh Home, man of the match. Just say it was a very tight one for the selection for the man of the match. But it's going to go to number 17, Josh Home, who's been absolutely fantastic today. The grass is covered. May not have gotten the score sheet, but his part he played today was fantastic. As Dubois was pushed in midair. A little bit of theatrics there from Dubois. But yeah, Josh Home, man of the match. I'm just going to send it just in case Ken hasn't heard it. I'm going to message him with that one. And Dubois down at the moment.
Your man of the match for Gateshead this afternoon just left the pitch. Number 17, Josh Home.
There's the ball now with the visitors. We've got just over 3 minutes remain here at Gateshead International Stadium. They'll lead by 2-0. Ball forward now for even more to chase onto. It's going to stay. No, it isn't. It's going to trickle out. Seemed to take an age to go out that one there. But Josh Home, man of the match, very well deserved. It was a tough one today to pick. Oh. Will Evans battling with even more. Oh, he just couldn't manage to get that to a teammate as he was going down. But a break on the far side now. Visitors bring the ball forward. Cut inside, Callum Roberts goes for the spectacular one, takes a deflection out for a corner. Well, Tynan Weir standing, fantastic voice. There's goals galore at the Shea as FC Halifax have got themselves back in front 3-2. They've taken a short corner here. Westbrook plays it in across the floor. Turned and a shot away. Oh, inches away over the woodwork there for the visitors. Well, the games that involve Gateshead's attention in the relegation battle down the bottom, Brackley are currently 1-1 and Braintree are 0-0 at the moment. Morecambe are 2-2 with Carlisle. As it stands, Gateshead will move 8 points clear of the relegation zone with 3 games to go. And what a turnaround. It's not over yet. As you can see, the team today have really kept at their task. At the moment, lead by 2-0 as the ball goes over the top towards Callum Roberts on the far side. He's a real box of tricks. Callum Roberts puts the ball in. Oh, the ball, great save from Dubois. Reactions, pushes it across. And Gateshead, oh, lovely stuff from Botway, and keeps the ball. And now Tyrell Newton can bring the ball forward. It's out to Anafawozi. Can he open it up again against Beeston on the far side? He's got the ball at his feet. Just lays it back, slows it down, nothing silly. Butterfield, former Scunthorpe player, of course, is Anafawozi. Gives it to Tyrell Newton. Butterfield threads it through, and there's a push. Was it there? Referee says no as Anafawozi goes down in the box. And a free kick to Gateshead. Whitehall just a little bit overzealous, the referee says. As Ferguson was upended. We've got under 60 seconds here now of the first half remaining. The second half here. And Gateshead look like they're on course for a 2-0 win, unless the visitors, Scunthorpe United, can claw something back. There is a late goal at Eastleigh. Yeovil have pulled one back. It's 2-1 to Eastleigh. Free kick though to Gateshead. Nicholson will take just inside his own half. Puts it out to Tyrell Newton on the left. He's got space to run. Out to Anafawozi. Anafawozi up against all. Plays it back to Tyrell Newton. Pulls it back even more. Can he lay it off? It's just couldn't get it on his shooting foot. Butterfield lays it across now to Keaton Ward. Stories in space. Anafawozi. Oh, lovely turn in the box. And there's a push. Referee didn't give a penalty that time. That one looked more of a penalty shout than the other one. And it's a corner to Gateshead. I think if he had been going towards goal, there might have been in consideration for a penalty. But 4 minutes added on here as Anafawozi eventually gets up on his knees. Well, we're going to see a corner here as Butterfield gets the ball, gives it to Anafawozi on the corner of the box. Back to Keaton Ward. Keaton Ward's got Anafawozi on the overlap. Does he use him? No. Plays it inside to Butterfield. Butterfield to Tyrell Newton. Over this to Anafawozi, who finds himself on the right-hand side. At this moment in time, Anafawozi just gives it to Butterfield. Back now, Tyrell Newton via Ward. Butterfield gives it to Anafawozi. Handball, surely, referee. Well, we'll not criticise the referee too much, but offside flag goes off on the far side. Of late goal for Brackley. 2-1 in front there at home to Boston. So that does close the gap somewhat at the bottom. Gateshead pulling away from the relegation zone, but there's still 6 points clear with 3 games to go. Brackley making a fight of it as well. Well, free kick to Gateshead from the halfway line, and that one there just didn't get to its target. Oh, that is a correction. Brackley haven't scored a winner there. It's been ruled out. There's been a lot of those today on the VidiPrint system for us here. And that goal for Halifax has been wiped out as well. It was a missed penalty. So whoever's controlling the latest scores hasn't been having a great day today on that front. But at the moment, Gateshead leading by 2-0. Another 2 minutes left of time added on. Can they make it 3? Lays it off to Tyrell Newton. Back to Anafawozi. Back to Newton. Anafawozi gets it out on the far side. Just slowing the pace down now, Gateshead. I think they're just saying this one out. you're letting the ball do the work. I think we'd have seen that in the body language of Scunthorpe as well. They're not really closing down or putting the tackles in at the moment, as Fenton John plays it back to Dubois. It's ended 2-2 between Carlisle United and Morecambe, but Gateshead, it will end 8 points clear as a ball forward for Ethan Moore. Tyler Denton plays it back to his keeper Jones. There's a minute left of no time as Story wins the header. Keaton Ward tries to get that one, and he actually gets it over the stand here at the Tyne and Wear stand. And, well, you don't say that often, and we can hear it rolling down the roof. Well, 30 seconds now remain. Gateshead International Stadium. The Tyne and Wear stand is starting to rock. 8 points clear of the relegation zone as it stands. As Anna Fawosi putting the pressure on, played back to Jones. And the Scunthorpe goal is ball nodded forward. Botswain brings it down, threads it through even more. Oh, that's a tight one, that. But the offside flag does go up. And we are, well, moments away from Gateshead securing a 2-0 victory here against playoff side Scunthorpe United. Balayoun. Well, still got the ball at the moment. Scunthorpe passing it around the back. Will Evans looks to get the ball up the pitch. Comes across to Westbrook. And now ball pumped forward now. He's a mile offside. Whitehall. And it's finished 2-2 at the Shea. And there is the full-time whistle. Gateshead come away with a clean sheet, 2 goals and another 3 points in the survival race in the National League. 8 points clear as it stands with live scores. In fact, correct that, 8 points clear of the relegation zone now. Rob Elliott's men, what a turnaround. The job isn't over yet, but they've played right till the very end here and got themselves a deserved 2-0 victory. They move on to Aldershot next weekend, and well, can they secure it there? Who knows, but let's certainly hope so. Big well done to the travelling supporters Scunthorpe. Good luck in the playoffs. That wasn't the best display we've seen today, but you tend to see that at the end of the season when teams have secured promotion. It's about resting and rotating. But that said, Gateshead 3 points. The Gateshead fans will go happy tonight. Go home happy tonight, that is. And a big thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the coverage here on the Zone and the Heed Army podcast. And well, and someone's asking, where's my sidekick at? He's at a different game at South Shields. But who cares? Gateshead have won 2-0. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much for the company. And also, thank you to our cameraman Phil as well for his fantastic help in the coverage today.